Hi, I'm your host Steven, and welcome back to Aroundtable. And today I'll be talking about an album I just picked up. It's been a while. I am behind in it, and this one is being Whitesnake's Restless Heart, the 25th anniversary edition. This is another one of David Coverdale going back and revisiting an old album, where he provides a remaster of it and a remix of it. Two different things. First off, we'll go a little back history. This was originally supposed to come out in the mid to late 90s. This was after Whitesnake broke up after Slip of the Tongue, and David Coverdale took a break and at one point wanted to do a solo album. But at one point, the record label kind of said, hey, you know what? You've been out of the limelight for a while. People know you more as Whitesnake, so let's try to do something. So after some negotiation, he decided to call it David Coverdale and Whitesnake. It wasn't released originally in the U.S. Very little fanfare. I was lucky enough to be in Europe at the time and walked by a record store and saw it and had to pick it up. The original release I thought was good. I enjoyed it. It was missing something. It was missing that kick that the 1987 album or Slide It In. There was something a little off on it, but of course, it's not a Whitesnake album. It was the David Coverdale solo, but I digress. Most people will know him as Whitesnake. There was something a little off with the album. It still had its moments. I thought that the tracks, like the title track "Restless Heart" and "Woman Trouble Blues," were great. "Crying" is interesting. "You're So Fine," good. But there was something missing in the mix. This remaster and remix solved that issue. The remix basically is David Coverdale taking the album and embellishing it, making it sound more modern, giving it a more guitar kick when the guitar parts are in there, and adding parts, drums, keyboards, whatever needed. This is the way I guess he intended the product or the album to sound like, and now it does. The remaster is just remastering the album, making it sound clearer and better. And it does a great job on both. So you have two different versions. The track listing is different on each, which makes it a very interesting listen. I liked both. I can't tell, you know what I mean? I can't decipher which one I like best. If you want it to sound more modern, you go with the remix. If you want to just hear the original album sounding better than it ever has, you go for the remaster. The two CD set has both. You have a couple of B sides, I believe, on there, like Can't Go On, I believe it's a Can't Stop Now is a B side, if I remember correctly, from a Japan issue of it. The original album had this cover when it first came out, and then now it looks like this. So there is a difference. I have all the versions, the original version that came out in '97, and now these. I enjoyed the remasters and the remixes. They both offer different things of the album. Like I said, the remix is making it sound more modern, more up to date, yet retaining that Whitesnake kick, if you will accept that term. Secondly, the remaster is again flushing out the instrumentation and the vocals, embellishing it slightly. It does sound better. The remix is basically how David Coverdale, I think, originally envisioned the album, and the remaster does make it sound a lot better. So if you were originally disappointed, or if you never got this, I recommend you get the two CD set. You have both options there, and you pick which ones you like better. All in all, I mean, I found it for sale for $20 on Amazon. So every once in a while, it does drop in price. I think it was originally 36 when it came out, and I kind of waited for it, and I picked it up this week. Nice booklet inside. You get the words, a couple of pictures here and there. There's a picture of David here. I think it's a nice package for what it's worth. I wouldn't overpay for it myself, but that's me. But if you are a Whitesnake fan or a David Coverdale fan and you never heard of this album, because like I said, it wasn't released here originally in the US or Canada upon its initial release, this is a great way to rediscover it. And I think this is the best way to discover it. It is better sounding, and it is a pleasant surprise. So if you were initially disappointed in this album or never heard of it, I recommend this two CD set, the 25th anniversary remaster and remix of Restless Heart. The songs that stand out for me are the title track, "Crying," "Take Me Back Again," and I'm gonna say "Woman Trouble Blues" are still the standouts for me. "Too Many Tears" is a nice ballad. It's nice. Again, but he's offered two different, I guess, two different points of view of the album. David modernizing it, and David fleshing out the instrumentation. So it offers you two different choices, and I think both of them are valid and both of them are great, and it offers you something. So, like I said, if you haven't heard this is a welcome surprise. I've heard it, so I was still looking because I saw there was a potential in the initial release. So this just proves me right that it is a solid album. It may not go down in history as a classic from him, but it's got its just due, and that's, I think, all it needs. But that's me. But you let me know. Did you pick it up? Do you have the remaster, the remix? Do you have either? Did you ever hear the original? Love to hear from you. Smash that like button. Subscribe. We definitely love to hear from you. This is Steven, wishing you the very best. Live the dream.